Koreans, just with computer-generated translations. We're getting pretty good at it. It's not perfect yet, but fortunately in my world, scientific words are scientific words are scientific words, and we do tend to speak the similar, if not the same language in most areas of science. But what we're doing is we're looking at best practices. What my boss, Director Kapos, the Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property, what he likes to say is that we now have the gold standard. We're in the 21st century. We've made substantial changes to our IP systems. We've actually, based on the discussions and the meetings that I had just these past few days, Japan has made huge changes in what they've done. The Koreans also have undergone some huge changes. Right now, China is looking at, I think they'll probably see changes in, they've got changes almost ready to roll in copyright, and then I think trademark, and then I think there'll be some more changes in patents. But China is changing their laws and their procedures even within SIPO, their patent office, extensively. We also have a lot of examiner interchanges amongst the IP5 offices and frankly other offices, smaller patent offices throughout the world, because the lesser developed countries, it's also very important to bring them into this discussion. So while they can't be a member of IP5, because I like to tell them, your problems are not as big and bad as ours. And what we do is we give them our IT systems, we train their examiners, we let them shortcut a lot of what they do because they don't have the money, they don't have the volume that we do in the top 5 offices, so there's an awful lot of sharing with the lesser developed or developing countries right now, so they're on board with what's going on. If I can digress a moment to the meeting that I had yesterday, that Tegernsee meeting, I actually had 2 representatives from the French Patent Office there, 2 from the European Patent Office, and we had a lovely dinner at the U.S. mission that just went incredibly late. When you start 7 a.m. for meetings and then a late dinner, the late dinner with wine just isn't as good unless you have a nap ahead of time. But at any rate, I think that everyone had a good time, and we had, it wasn't as open the discussion as I would have liked because the discussion didn't last that long. They only slotted an hour and a half, and of course we spent over 2 hours because that's the nature of life. But basically, the more the mandate that came out of that meeting is that we are all going to approach this cautiously, this issue of substantive patent law convergence very slowly and cautiously, and have it introduced in a very controlled manner. The European Patent Office has a particular dilemma in that they don't have a mandate to do this because this is in each of their national offices' interests, and I can't remember, 47? About 47. I'm looking at Teresa Stanek Rea, who will be a panelist with me. I think there's 47 member countries in the European Patent Office. At any rate, I have now gone beyond my time because I think the panelists would like to actually contribute. We're going to have a very interactive panel going back and forth. You can ask us any questions you want. I will remain here through the end of the program. I will remain here through lunch. I'd love to talk to you at any time. I have to tell you that the last time that I was here, I passed out my business card. I said you can email me any time that you want. To the best of my memory, 3 of your member companies actually did email me, and I think that we handled all the issues and people came away feeling satisfied. So I want to tell you, you have direct contact with the Deputy Director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. If I didn't give you my business card, just ask me for my business card or get it from one of your wonderful leaders here at AmCham. They know me well and they take care of me well. So when I get it, your email can say, do you remember you met me? Am I going to remember every one of you? No. So if you put that in the email, it is helpful and it is not inappropriate. So tell me where I met you and then go into what your problem is and we can assist you. We actually have something called Ombudsman actually in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office where we have to help all of our customers. If an examiner seems to be taking an inordinate period of time with a case or there's a communication issue and you think your representative is just not communicating well with one of my examiners, We have ombudsmen who actually will represent you and your interests and facilitate ideally an identification of allowable subject matter within the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. So we have a lot of programs. We're constantly reaching out to you guys. We want your input. We want your comments. We don't want you to be frustrated behind our backs. Please share your initial frustration with us so it doesn't grow. Thank you so much.